How would you guys describe your connection? I'll start with you.
I think we're pretty close. Sometimes we argue. I mean, yeah, I think but ultimately, we kind of like mess with each other, but not in not in a mean way. We just kind of casually joke around a lot. So I guess we're not like openly hostile to each other. Yeah, I don't know. Like we don't get in really big sibling fights. We just kind of just mess with each other just for fun.
The reason I asked is because it's actually a fun kind of sense of humor. You have a fun relationship together.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And I think doing climbing together when we were both so young just definitely made us closer.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How much has climbing been part of who you all are as a family?
I think so much because I started when I was 5, so you were what, 7, 8?
Yeah, I was late, almost. I was 7, but almost 8. I was about 8.
Yeah, so it was in our lives from a very young age, and then we did all of the teams together, and just everything we did was always as a family, and even all the comp trips we all went together until Ethan started doing the adults, and I was still too young. And then Ethan stopped competing in the youth circuit. Mm-hmm. He did a couple open. So then
somewhere in school.
Yeah, and so then that's when we kind of started doing our own kind of climbing schedules. But before that, it was always together. We did family trips for climbing. It was just everything was climbing.
Did you guys compete against each other?
No.
Only in training.
Only in training, yeah.
When the coaches made us, that was not too good. It was very competitive.
I was going to say, did you feel the competition between the two of you?
That maybe was more on my side because I'm really competitive. But yeah, he's just stronger than I am. But yeah.
I guess in that case, I was always better at bouldering and sport than Emma. But Emma, and then Emma started getting really good at speed climbing, and it was definitely very intimidating. To the point, because those were the disciplines I specialized in, and then she was getting I was never good at speed climbing, and she started getting really good really fast, and eventually overtook me, and that was I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah, he definitely gave me kind of a goal for bouldering and lead, I'm gonna be stronger than Ethan, which just didn't happen, but speed is the one that I could be better than. Yeah. We raced a couple times in training.
But that's not to say, because you were still really good at bouldering and lead.
Yeah, but you were just better.
Well, I think it's just because I just focused more on that.
Yeah. But we had to, on the Stone Summit team, we all had to compete in all 3 disciplines. So it was you kind of always knew where you were.
That's cool. Talk about how excited you are that your sister is going to the Olympics.
So when I first found out, I was actually in one of my meetings as a PhD student, listening to part of our stuff is to listen to potential new faculty at the school, so they'll present their research and stuff. So I was in the middle of this meeting, and I just got a call, and I was like, oh, what happened? Why am I getting a call here? And I just hear that Emma had made it, and I'm like, well, the competition wasn't even over yet. What happened? And because my plan was to go home immediately and watch to see how they did, but I got the call during that, and I remember just sitting there just I can't think about whatever's happening right in front of me. Emma just made it to the Olympics. This is crazy. I was really upset I didn't get to watch it live because of that, but I mean, I was super, super proud of her. As soon as I heard that, I was like, well, this made my day. So...
Yeah, we had to, when I finally got out of, drug testing and everything, we had a nice long FaceTime call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when it happens for one person in the family, it really is something for everyone in the family. It's something you will do together, and you've been in the journey together since the beginning.
Yeah. I'm super excited because, as I've done more, international competitions, the whole family hasn't been able to go to comps together. So the last one he's seen me in person was in 2022. So everyone's going to be in Paris, and we're all going to get to do it together.
Yeah, because
just when we were little,
Yeah, with me and in grad school and stuff, and her being out of the country for competitions, I just haven't been able to just go to her stuff live. I just have to watch it. But finally, I'll be able to see her in Paris, which is exciting.
Yeah, and when you watch Emma compete, you have a unique perspective because you do understand the intricacies of the sport. So you're watching her kind of as a brother and as someone who understands the sport so well.
Yeah.
And he even coached the youth team that we were on. He started coaching it until the PH school.
Yeah, until my PhD. Yeah, until I started working on a PhD. So I have an interesting perspective from that, but I try not to be like try to coach my sister like I would like a younger kids, because ultimately I'm not a speed climber, and while I do understand it, she understands it better than me. So I'm not. I don't like. I don't think for a second that I know better than she does, or that I have the right to critique her. I would be her the armchair coach in that situation.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't try to give him like math advice. We have our own areas.
Your own areas of expertise.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. It's probably safe to say you all have the coolest garage on the block.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure.
Talk to me about that climbing wall.
Yeah, I don't get to use it too much anymore because like I have to stay on the speed wall, and it's like a very specific set like climb. So they definitely get to use it more than I do, but it's amazing. And especially during COVID, we actually like expanded the wall to make it like bigger so we could still train, and it's just amazing.
During COVID, you used it much more because she didn't have access to like the gym, so she set a like little speed training thing to keep up with it. But since it's a bouldering wall, she doesn't like most of her time she's just training at the gym.
How old were you when the wall was built in the garage? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
While.
We built it when we were like little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember it taking forever.
Yeah.
And being very, like, every single weekend was just entirely consumed by building it.
Yeah.
And it felt like, and when it was done, I was, like, less excited that it was finished and more excited that, I don't spend my weekends doing this right now.
Yeah, because all of the holes on the back, like, you can see through, you have to, like, individually screw each one in so you can put the holes in the wall. And it just takes forever.
Yeah, like, you could do it faster, I guess, theoretically, if you wanted to hammer it in, but they often spin, and then you would have to go behind the wall and, like, fix it.
It's a whole thing, yeah.
So we ended up screwing them all in, and that took way, way longer.
That's amazing. So many of your family memories are centered around climbing. Do you have a favorite one that stands out to you?
Maybe World Games, like, when Emma had won, I remember that being like really, really awesome because that was on my birthday as well. So like I got to see her do that win on my birthday. So that was like a great present for me. And I usually don't ever get to see her climb in person. So that is a very fond memory.
How did it all start?
My dad tried a portable rock wall at a mall and just loved it. And then he found a gym near our house, and we just started going as like a family hobby. And it kind of went from there. So like I was 5 when that happened. And then like 3 years later, some people were just like, hey, there's comp climbing. Your kids should try it. And we just fell head over heels for it. Yeah.
Isn't it amazing how one moment in a mall could change the whole path for not your life, just your whole family's life?
Yeah, it is pretty funny when I think about that.
Yeah.
Because how integral I guess it's been since, starting from when I was like 7 till now. Just to think of if that didn't happen, how different my life would be is kind of crazy. But at the same time, I often like kind of forget it was such a small like little thing that like ended up starting it because it's been so integral in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. From that moment to the 2024 Paris Olympics.
Yeah, I don't think also any of us would have expected that. Like we weren't like child prodigies or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took a lot to get to where we are now, and like just whole family sacrifice, and I'm just so grateful for all that they've done to support me, everything.
That's why we wanted to come, because it's your story and it is your whole family story for exactly that reason.
Yeah, and like they've all trained with me at some point, because speed is like its own kind of separate thing in climbing, and I'm the only like one kind of training it here right now. So like my dad will come train speed with me, my mom will come sit with me, or even hop on the wall sometimes. He doesn't hop on the wall all the time because it's not his favorite, but he'll come hang out. Yeah, they're all just so supportive, even in like the little ways.
Maybe think of it as like a visualization exercise. If you think of yourself in Paris it'll be August when you're competing, talk to me about what you feel like that moment might be like when you're seeing her in that moment.
Well, I think it'll be like a lot of culmination of kind of a hope. I remember when Emma won her first nationals, and it was like really big because we didn't the gym we started at, speed and climbing wasn't a thing there. And really, when we first started climbing, speed climbing was also like not even really a thing in general. It was there, but it was not nearly as prevalent as it is now. And so there was no like throughout like our early climbing years like the thought that like Emma would go to the Olympics for speed climbing wasn't even kind of like a thing to think about because speed climbing wasn't like on our radar. It wasn't until she did really, really good her first year of youth or
Kind of like open nationals.
that's what I was saying, like the first time you won. But like
Mhm.
you did well like your first time doing youth in speed.
Youth was pretty good, and then I think when I started adult comps,
Yes.
that's in like my head, the kind of where it's
Yes,
just like,
I would agree with that.
kind of good.
Yeah, where she had won and you broke the record at that one too, right?
Next comp.
It was the next
Youth
one?
nationals, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So then, yeah, that was kind of like when it started. Well, if it does become a thing, then she has a potential. So it's kind of from that point on, just been anticipating it.
And then we're like, it's coming fast. I feel like we were just together at.
I do too.
The
The last
climbing
like
wall.
6 months, I was just like, oh my gosh, I have a year. I get to chill and just train, and they're gone. Like there's only 5 months left.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy and exciting and slightly intimidating. It's like a roller coaster of emotions.
You are going to be able to do opening ceremony, which is really exciting.
Oh yes, I'm so excited. We'll get to do the opening ceremonies and like the athlete like processing, which I'm so excited about. And then from there we'll head over to Spain and we'll go train at the Sharma gyms, which I'm so excited about. I'm like gonna fanboy over it. Chris Sharma's like the climbing guy. Yeah, he's like the climbing name. Like when you think about kind of old school and like kind of now climbing, it's Chris Sharma. So we're gonna go train at his gyms and then we'll head back, finish training in Paris, and then compete. And then once I'm done competing, I thankfully just get to like sit and watch the rest of them. I don't have to like stress out during my competition. And then we'll do closing ceremonies and head home. And then I think like the day I get home, classes start again.
Yeah, that actually is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to leave slightly early.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Back to reality.
Yeah.
Gosh, like right like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a slap in the face with like the jet lag and just like I was just at the Olympic Games and now I'm sitting in a classroom. Yeah.
You should get a pass. Who can we talk to if you feel a little sleepy or whatever? Like,
Yeah,
give her
I
a
might
break.
not go to the 8 a.m. class.
No ADM classes, no.
Yep.
You'll fly in for opening ceremony, back to Barcelona.
We're going straight to Paris for opening ceremonies and then Barcelona. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll all travel together, go to Paris, do opening ceremonies, and then we'll go to Barcelona. And then we'll train there for a couple days, come back, do the Paris stuff, and compete.
Because that's about an hour flight, Barcelona to Paris.
I think so.
Yeah. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's so exciting. And I haven't been to Spain either. I haven't been to Paris or Spain, so it's going to be very cool.
Yeah, your mom brought up a good point. I mean, this especially is an opening ceremony you cannot miss.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, going down the river. It's going to be so cool.
What was Emma like as a little girl? Your little sister here.
Like, she was a little more like sneaky when it came to like doing things.
That's true.
It's true. It's
It's
true.
so true.
You learn to fly under the radar.
Yeah, I just watched everything that he kind of got in trouble for, and I would kind of like dance around that. Yeah, so thank you for paving the way.
She pays you back now in baking.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She's skilled.
She spends so much time just doing it. I have no talent for that at all. So I don't pretend to understand what it is that allows her to be good at baking. So it's one of those things where I'm like, oh, cool, food is I can eat this.
I think he probably gets a little annoyed when I'm baking all the time. So I'm like, try this. How's this? What is this like? And he's just like, it's just good. I'm like, but what about it is good? He's just it's just a cookie or it's just a muffin.
What do you love about it? Is it just a way to blow off some steam, distract from competition, or just a hobby you love?
I think all of that. It's like a nice decompression thing that's just totally away from climbing. And it's probably, I think, has some parallels with like speed. It's just baking is like way more exact than cooking. And I have a big sweet tooth, which is kind of a problem for like training sometimes. But yeah, I love baking, and just the process is very rewarding.
That's an interesting way to think about it. Precision in the kitchen, precision on the wall.
Yeah, there's definitely some perfectionist characteristics. Yeah.
She may not think it turns out perfectly, but we'll eat it.
Yeah, exactly. Like for me, I couldn't tell you what she would think is imperfect about it. I was like, this is just good. I don't have much more to critique about it.
And I'm definitely not, I don't know, I'm not good at the decorating part. I get really frustrated, so I'll just stop. But I think it always kind of tastes good.
I think you've done some pretty good decorations. I wouldn't say that you're particularly bad at it.
I want to be better at it.
Okay, well, I guess I don't really know the difference between being like I said, I don't know the first thing about it. So from my perspective, it looks good. So but who knows?
I have randomly high standards for it. There's no reason I should be able to do what the professional bakers do, but I'm just it should be better.
When you're a perfectionist and competitive, it is in all parts of your life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's so nice to talk with you. It's so great to meet you too. Thanks for having us.